Welcome back to your
Second,
favorite sports podcast. This is episode 6. We're
6.
we're back with the remote for now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, last episode, I have to say before we get into anything with this episode, last episode was our most watched, most listened to, most liked, most everything.
Love it.
So that meant a lot to us. It means a
Yes.
lot, and it's good to see that. Maybe I'm sure some of that has to do with just what we talked about. I'm sure some of it had to do with our new setup, but
Yep.
it's good. It's good to get a little validation that something we're doing, people are enjoying. So
Yes.
thank
Thank you.
everyone for
Definitely.
that. We appreciate the support.
Mm-hmm.
This is episode 6. Before we get into episode 6, youtube.com/second favorite sports is where you can watch the podcast. That's where we got record breaking views on the last episode. SoundCloud.com/second favorite sports is where you can listen to the podcast. You can download it there. And then at second favorite sports is where we update everything. That's on Instagram at second favorite sports. We do updates, we do clips. You'll know when new episodes drop. You'll get extra content and fun stuff. So go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, we talked about Halloween and we talked about what players could dress up as other sports and would be convincing. And I won't spoil any of the rest of it. Go back and watch it if you haven't. But it did get me thinking because we didn't really talk about ourselves and what we would be. So I'm not going to ask you what sport you would play because that's basic and that's little kid stuff. This is the big one.
Yes. The surface.
That's surface, exactly. What I am going to ask you though, Trent, is
Mhm.
if you were a coach or front office staff member, what would you be? Any sport, any position, doesn't have to be head coach, could be a strength and conditioning coach. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But what sport and coach or front office position would you be if you were one?
Wow. Probably third base coach.
Third base coach?
I would be a third base coach, and I'll tell you why. Because you play I wouldn't say a pivotal part of the baseball team. You're really a support staff, um, but you're on the field. And some of like my favorite players have been third base coaches. Like, well, the one that comes to mind is really Willie
Hmm,
Randolph
of course.
being a third base coach. Most of the time, you're in great situations as far as like winning runs, coming in a World Series. Um, you get to talk to you guys. You give the signs as well, which is
Hmm.
it's a pressure position, but I mean, are we really giving not really giving signs out like that in the major leagues nowadays? Like from like an old school manager vibe, like they're not really doing that. But yeah, I think it's a low pressure. It's a low pressure job. You don't get blamed for stuff unless somebody gets thrown out at home or somebody missed a sign. But you can just blame it on they missed a sign or they didn't pick up their third base coach, so then you're good. You know what I mean? But um, I think it's a fun job, probably.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I love the Willie reference, by the way. Great dude. I actually got to meet him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was really cool. I met him like shortly after he went into Monument Park, and they give them a
Hmm.
ring. I didn't know that, but they get a ring.
Oh, wow.
Um, and so I see him, and I'm talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, you got a new piece of hardware." And
Hmm.
he legit takes it off his hand and just goes, "Here," and just puts it in my hand.
Really?
Doesn't know me, like, there's no frame of reference for who I am, like, I coulda just snatched it and ran, and he was like, "Here," just, like, hands it to me, and it was heavy as hell because, of course, the
Really?
Yankees don't do anything halfway. So,
Exactly.
um, it was dope. It was really cool. It was like it looked like a World Series ring. Thing was nuts. But he was awesome, and I think he encompasses, like, the third base coach
He
vibe.
does.
Like, that's
Absolutely.
a fun coach. Like, third base coach is a fun coach.
Yes.
That's a coach, like, people like to chat it up with, and it's true, you're there for all the moments, like, the big and you get to do, like, cool handshakes with the guys when they come around for a
Absolutely.
homer.
Absolutely.
That's a good choice, I like that a lot, and it also is telling about you because your first love really is baseball when
Yes.
it comes to
I
sports, so
definitely.
that's extremely telling.
Hmm.
That's you holding true to who you are right there. Like, I had a feeling you would go baseball, but I was like, "I wonder where." Like, I wonder who he's going with.
No, exactly.
But that's perfect. That's fun. Like you said, like low pressure, you can kind of shift some blame. Ah, he missed the
shift,
sign.
shift blame.
He wasn't looking,
Yes.
whatever. Teams going south. It's not the third base coach's fault.
Oh no, we're
You're
not
just
blaming the third
along for
base
the
coach.
ride. It's like,
Yes.
I'm here. I'm gonna catch a
Yes.
nice farmer stand because
They
I'm
don't get
out in the
interviewed,
sun all
anything.
day. Yeah. So you get right in, you change, get right in the car, the cab, or whatever, and you're out of there. You're done. Like end of the game, I'm good. I'm out, coach. I'll catch you later. I like
That's
that.
it. That's it.
For myself, for some reason, this has nothing to do with physical skill. This is assuming that I would have the physical skill and aptitude to do this job, but I
Hmm.
feel like I would be like a solid wide receivers coach. Like
Mm.
put me in the room with the guy. Like I need my small group of guys, not a quarterbacks coach because there's too much going on there. Like I
Yeah,
don't need
there
all
is.
that. But
Hmm.
I feel like wideouts coaches are always like high energy dudes. They're having
Hmm.
fun. They're a little crazy. They're always the coaches that are like up in players' faces, grabbing him by the pads and like doing all the hand like you got to step, like all that
Yeah.
stuff, like the hand motions. And they're also the coach that's definitely pregame not to be found. Like that,
No.
the wide receivers coach is not on the sidelines pregame. He's on the other sideline talking to one of his friends for
Hmm.
sure. Like he's mulling around. He's telling the other team. He's dapping up like the other team's cornerback and telling them like, "You going to the Pro Bowl this year, son? I don't know if you know that. Don't tell nobody I told you that. You going to the Pro Bowl this year." Like
Hmm.
that's that kind of coach. I would love that.
Yes. No, that would be
That's
great.
that's like the third base coach of football right there.
Yeah.
You're not firing your wideouts coach. Like a guy drops a ball, he dropped the ball. What do you want me to do? I told him catch the ball.
Yes.
I didn't tell him drop the ball. It's not my fault, So I feel like, and I feel like that fits me because I don't like. I hated when practices were very serious and a
Hmm.
lot of screaming. And I used to love the coaches that would take their crew aside and just de-escalate. Like if it was a
Yes.
bad day, they just de-escalate. And all right, we're just gonna have some fun, keep it simple. So I feel
Yes.
like a
Definitely.
position coach in football, that's your MO.
Because you could scream on the guys, and like most of the time when you're screaming on them, they probably did something wrong. And in football, in particular, you could just scream at somebody, and they may not even been part of the play. But like if they're not blocking, or if they didn't come out of their break correctly, but they knew they weren't getting the ball and the play wasn't for them, you could still scream on them and be like, "What do you like?" Or you could grab, like it's about the, like you say, it's the grabbing of the face mask, the grabbing of the chest or the jersey
Yeah.
as well, man. Like, and you could just scream on them, and they'll never, like those guys never, they're never the scapegoat. Like
Oh,
like they don't get blamed for anything. We're blaming the guy, like we're blaming the coach or the OC. Like, hey,
exactly.
listen, like this offense stinks. Or how about
Look,
like wide receiver? Go
whole
ahead.
coaching staffs will change, and the wide receivers coach is still there.
Absolutely,
They'll be like, he did a
absolutely,
great job with the guys this year. We kept him around,
definitely,
and
definitely,
really, he was just like most of the time he was hanging out in the small room that they got him in,
definitely,
like
man.
eating and hanging out with he's hanging out with the top two wideouts. They're like always in the room because they're getting special treatment. They're getting
Yeah,
extra tape time and stuff.
especially when you got a good group of play. Like when you got talent. Like if you're like the
Right.
receivers coach for the Chiefs, it's like
Right. Yeah.
good lord, like you could just like you don't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta do nothing, man.
You just you put the tape on during the week and you're just like, yeah, so there, broke a couple of tackles, touchdown. Nothing really
Hmm.
coach there. This play, yeah, wide open, touchdown. Yeah, we did good. Like, what are you supposed to say? What do you say? You don't even have to say anything.
Exactly, exactly.
And Coach Reed isn't coming to you to yell at you because it wasn't. It wasn't your fault.
And I don't know if you were gonna say this for another job, but like I think a sneaky, perfect job, like just similar to like the third string quarterback or like the punter or the kicker, is the special teams coach.
Yeah,
Like, bro, like I mean, best special team coaches, they get jobs all the time, and they keep that job. They never get fired.
yeah.
Special teams coach. It's rare you'll find a special teams coach like looking for jobs all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
No, because they'll cut the kick returner that keeps fumbling, or they'll cut the gunner that keeps getting penalties before they cut
Exactly.
the coach that's coaching them.
And they'll definitely get rid of the kicker. They'll definitely
Oh
get rid of
yeah, I mean
kicker.
that's a given.
Kicker is just like we could. That's like throwing away a piece of empty bottle or something like that. Like give me or like give me a like they try out four kickers at a time. Like
Yeah, yeah.
give me one that makes the kicks. You know what I mean? But they'll cut a kicker quick.
That's
But
a
yeah, especially that's a great one, man. Like special teams in particular is like, and they also like I guess now, but not really. But a lot of the great coaches in the league were special teams guys.
it's
If
true.
you think about it.
I feel like that could have something to do with just being able to you do your thing, but you can focus on other things, you know?
Hmm.
Because if you're the DC, you have to focus on the defense all
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
If you're the OC, you have to focus on the offense all week. But if you're the special teams coach, you do your thing, but that's only a part of practice. And then you can
Hmm.
kind of pay attention to other things that are going on. You can talk to the OC, you can talk to the DC, you can pick up some things. You can talk to the GM, pick up some things from him. Like I feel like they might have a little more time at their disposal to
Hmm.
to learn more than
Yeah.
say a defensive guy who has to just focus on game planning for a defense this weekend or for an opposing offense this weekend, you know?
Definitely. Definitely.
So I think that's a good job for that reason too. Is like it'd be fun because you can kind of there's a lot of ways to skin the cat in that job.
It is.
It's
No, for sure.
and it's only so many things that you control, like you said. That's why you're not on the hot seat because like how many special teams plays are there in a game?
Yes.
You know, so that's how
Yes.
many plays you affect.
Yes.
What am I
And
supposed to do?
what do you want me to do if the kicker kicks it out of bounds? Like I
Right,
can't. What do you want me to do? Or a punter has a 20-yard punt. He
right.
shanks one.
He
He shanks
shanks it.
one. What do you want me to do? Like as a special teams coach, I can't punt the ball for him. I literally can't. And that's the tough part. Like football, like football coaches know. I guess they know what they signed up for. They know that
Yeah,
like most of the time they're not going to get blamed. They're going to get blamed 90% of the time. Excuse me, for things that they literally cannot control.
yeah. I mean, that's
Literally,
coaching in general.
it is. It
How
really
often
is.
does like, you know, a player makes a bad play and they'll get a lot of negative attention, but if
Yeah,
the team does poorly, the first person you're looking at is always the coach. Even if your talent on your team is the worst in the league, they're
yeah,
still looking at you like, why aren't you winning games? And you're looking at them like, because all these dudes were backups last year,
yeah,
and now I'm
yeah.
expected to start them. So that's
Definitely.
why I think our choices for coaches make sense that we
Yes.
neither of us picked head coach
None of them. No,
because that's
definitely.
not a job that I mean, you know, when it's good,
Oh, when it's good, is when it's going good, it is fantastic.
but that's like the president. Like you know how the president always looks older at the end,
Yes,
like they look like they
definitely.
aged 20 years and it's only been 4 or 8.
Absolutely.
That's head coaches. Head coaches lose hair, they gray. Like that job will beat you up.
It's a stressful job, man.
Meanwhile, the wide receivers coach and the special teams coach and the third base coach, they look the same that they did in the 80s. It's the same
Absolutely.
dude.
Absolutely. Definitely. Like that is like Mike West. I remember Mike Westoff for the Jets. This guy was on the sideline when we were going to championship games. I think he was a special teams coach for like 35 years. And he was our special teams coach for like 10. And he was on the sideline with a cane. He didn't even have a headset on. He's one of those like he started like he was around football when it started. Like
Yeah,
he wore a leather helmet when he played type vibes. He probably didn't. Like he's not that old, but like he gives you like head football coach vibes, like old school,
yeah,
like in the mud trenches. But like this guy didn't even have a head. I always laugh when I see head coaches with no headset. Like how is that
yeah.
possible? Like Brady Hoke. I remember Brady
That's
Hoke used to
that's
not wear a headset.
that's like at this point, that's a new level of confidence.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's probably confidence to a fault.
Yes,
But
definitely.
yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there were any other coaching jobs, but to me, I mean, we hit on it really. It's not even a specific job. It's just the low pressure, high
Yeah.
energy, fun job that you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like most people, if they gave as much thought to it as we just did,
Hmm.
come up with the same answer. They'd be like, "Yeah, no, I don't want any part of being a head coach. I'm good." I
No,
mean, the
you can have it.
salary is nice, but
Yeah.
it's only nice if you actually get it. But if they
Yes.
fire you 6 months in, I
Yes.
mean, they might write you a nice check to leave, but then you have no job.
How much money do you need? Like for I guess you're getting paid for the miserable times. That's probably what you're doing.
That's
Like
it. I
that's
mean,
why they
people wonder why coaches get paid so much, but it's because they're the scapegoat. Like you're
yeah
paying your sacrificial lamb. That's
yeah
that's what it is. You're gonna get murdered when the team does bad. You're
yeah
not even really gonna get praised when the team does well. The players get praised when the team does well.
yes yes
So they're getting paid because they are the punching bag, and they have to deal with the media. Like the GM rarely has to answer to the media. The players, okay, they have to answer to the media, but the coach is the one who has to sit there and take all the stupid questions, all the tough questions,
hmm
all the ones that they know the answer to but can't give the answer.
hmm hmm
So yeah, that's what I guess. Yeah, that's what you're getting paid for. Is
yeah
all that,
yes
all those gray hairs on your head or those hairs on the ground that you lost from this
yes
job.
definitely yeah you're getting paid. I guarantee you, if you ask a coach who coaches on a high level as far as professionally, you never get paid for like the wins, man. Like it's never that. Like you get paid. I'm paying you to deal with crisis. Like
Yes,
really, that's what it is.
deal with
Again, it's like
crisis, be a babysitter.
yeah, yeah.
Like
It's similar. I guess it's similar to being the president. No, no pun. It's like I need you in crisis. That's why. That's you'll get the credit and all the love. Like yeah, like when you win, nobody's like the players won the game today, like you said.
yeah,
But man, when it's crisis management time, like, and you come through during crisis management, that's when you earn your
yeah,
keep. You know.
yeah. So since we're talking about that, since we're talking about what coach you would be, another interesting thing, something that I always watch when I see coaches on the sidelines
Hmm.
or at press conferences, whatever, something that kind of gets talked about only when it's really bad or really good
Hmm.
is attire.
Mm.
So if you were a coach, now third base coach, obviously you wear a uniform. So baseball is different because they're wearing uniforms.
Hmm.
But even there's a little you could do some stuff. I remember people used to complain that Boone wouldn't put the jersey on. He was always
Yep.
wearing the
Yep.
hoodie or the jacket. But so give me some sports, some coaching positions, and what your attire choice would be. Like some guys in the NBA wear the suit, the full suit. Some guys just wear the shirt and tie. Some guys wear a shirt, no tie.
Hmm.
Some guys wear polo. Football, forget it. I mean, you got Bill with the cutoff sleeves on the hoodie.
Yep.
You
Yep.
got dudes wearing. I mean, back in the day, everyone used to wear a suit. Now that's
Yep.
long gone. But even still, you got coaches that wear, a little more formal polo slacks. Then you got coaches that wear sweats and hoodies and backward
Yes.
hats.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin wears his whole sweats. He wears the full
Right.
sweatsuit.
He got the sweatsuit on. So if you're give me a couple of different ones, and I'll
Yeah.
chime in too. But give me like a couple of different coaching positions, and then what your attire choice would be.
So I love like the NFL coaching staff gear,
Mhm.
like the sideline gear. So like me, if I was like a head coach, I'll probably go either like hoodie or like maybe like a quarter zip
Mhm.
with the hat and probably like a nice athletic slack. Like like something you would probably golf in that's like
Right,
not
right.
necessarily like a real like like slack material or pants material.
Yes.
It's like something that like breathes.
Yes.
And then I'm rocking like I probably rock this like some sneaks, like some kicks,
Yeah.
because I'm running. I'm walking up and down all day, like all game for 60 minutes. Like it's literally, I'm like, I'm in there. You know what I mean? As far
Yeah.
as like, I got to be comfortable. Um, but yeah, I'll probably go hoodie or like I wouldn't do long sleeve shirt. Like I see
Yeah.
like McVay and like even like Gase and some other guys, they wear like a long sleeve shirt. But I saw like Bruce Arians wearing like he had a hoodie on, but like he had like the headset like strapped across his chest. Like it was like usually they put on their like waist, but
Right,
he had it
yeah.
like across his chest. I was like, what is going on, yo? What is that? But yeah, football wise, that's what I wear. Basketball, you just gotta look good on the sideline, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta come with like the craziest, the the $2,000 suit, it's a must. Real Pat Riley, um, like just slick. I probably wouldn't do a tie every day.
Mm,
I would just do the nice little open dress shirt on the top, um, have some nice socks and some nice footwear. But like, you gotta look to the nines. I don't mind the polo on the sideline either, like real summer league vibes.
mm,
Um, but I would really look for like the I'm doing the full suit completely. You got to
yeah.
look good. Like I think that's one of the only sports where you got to look great. Um, I love the soccer vibes, to be honest with you. I love it because everyone wears something different. Like at
Yes.
least in the
That's.
NFL, like you got to wear something Nike NFL related as far as the uniform. But like Pep, um,
I mean,
Frank Lampard,
Jurgen Klopp for
yes,
Liverpool just wears his hat and like a little quarter zip or a hoodie
hmm
or a puffy jacket or whatever,
I
and the
love it.
sweat like not sweats, but like those Adidas track pant type things.
Yes, yes,
But then uh, you got coaches like Pep who wear, but Pep can change it up too. Sometimes Pep wears the suit, sometimes Pep dresses it down a little bit.
yeah.
You have coaches that wear the full suit, like black, white shirt. Oh God, I'm hitting the mic. Uh, black, white shirt, black tie. They go just strictly
Yeah,
clean. I'm sure
yeah.
some of that the team tells them what they have to wear,
Mhm.
but also when you're Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola, you tell the team what you're going to wear. Like if you wanted to
Yeah,
show up in your
definitely,
underwear, you're showing up in your underwear. Like they're not saying anything
definitely.
about it.
No.
I agree with you though. The NBA, you got to show up. You got to come correct.
Mhm.
I would probably I would probably wear the suit, but the jacket's coming off in the first quarter.
I feel you.
100%.
I
I
feel
am
you. You got
not
to.
I cannot wear multiple layers while I'm coaching. You've been to a game. It's not exactly cool
Yeah.
it can get warm in the
No.
building. Um, Especially if it's the dead of winter and they got the heat on.
Yep.
I'm not wearing a full suit the whole
No.
game.
No, you can't do it. So
No.
that's ridiculous to do that.
Yeah,
But like,
so the
do
jacket has
do
to come off.
do NBA? Do you ever have you ever seen an NBA coach take off his jacket during a game?
No, no, because they
See,
usually just wear what they wear.
'cause I don't see the. I feel like is that a rule? I never knew if it was a rule or not because
I don't know.
I've seen college coaches take off a jacket
Yeah.
and just have the shirt on. Like I remember Billy Donovan used to do that a lot in
Yes.
Florida. He should just take it off. Calipari keeps it on, and I feel like
I would
maybe
be a sleeve. I'm a big time sleeve roller too.
I feel that.
So I would be, but that's like, I feel like people would be watching me instead of the game and they'd
But
know where I'm at mentally because
yeah,
I'd go from, if we're down, I would go from the jacket be off. I'd be rolling the sleeves up and people would be like, oh, he's mad.
it's a
Like something.
tell. It is a
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah. And so you can't have the tell. I feel like, I just feel like I can't wear the jacket the whole game. I would be too hot.
Do you sweat through your suits? Like, do you sweat a lot in the
Not
suit?
not I'm not a big I don't sweat a lot
Yeah,
generally.
yeah.
So I don't think that'd be the problem. It's just comfort. Like I'd be focusing on how uncomfortably warm I am instead of
hmm
focusing on what's going on in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would rock like I'm big on thin ties. I don't do fat ties.
Them
Nice
ties are
thin
good.
tie, clean look.
Yeah,
Um I would be balling out with the footwear.
got
I
you.
would be balling out with I'd have crazy footwear on.
Got you.
Yeah. If I'm an NFL coach, I would probably go I'd probably go with a little QZ, a little quarter zip, or like
Mm-hmm.
those crew neck quarter
Yes.
zips. Like it's
Yep.
not the high collar, it's just the crew neck with the zip,
Zip. Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um, I'd probably wear like you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking. There's definitely people watching that know exactly what you were talking about with like the slacks, but they're not. It's not like they're Dockers. They're like
Yes. They're
that slick.
flexible.
Yes, they're flex. You'd wear them when you're golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's the move. I can't wear sweats. I can't be the guy who because if you lose and you're standing there in your sweatpants after a
Come on.
loss,
Come on.
that's tough. At least if I
Patricia.
got slacks on, you could take me a little serious.
Yes.
I'd be conflicted about wearing the hat though. This is a big thing for me
Okay.
because I've heard. and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that long time hat wearing, hat usage, I don't know, wearing a hat a lot can cause baldness.
Really?
I'm not trying to live that life.
No, I can't do it. Can't do
So as much as I like a nice hat
it.
and I think it completes the look, I might not be wearing the hat because and you look at a guy, you look at a lot of baseball players, a lot of golfers,
Yeah,
no hair on that head.
got you.
They take the hat off and it's like, whoa, you didn't even realize they were bald.
Now, are you all right? Let's say Nick is you have just become the Giants head coach,
Mm,
right? It's December, must-win game. You win and you're in the playoffs.
yeah.
At MetLife, MetLife's going crazy, but it's 25 degrees. Are you I see these guys do it all the time. Are you wearing the regular baseball hat in 25 degrees or are you going to Scully?
I will tell you right now, there's zero chance that I'm going to sacrifice my warmth for looking the same as I did in, week 8.
September,
Yeah,
exactly. It makes
no.
no sense. I
I
don't
am
know how they
wearing
do
a
it
puffy jacket. I am putting
completely.
I'm not on the field. I don't have to wear the uniform. I'm wearing whatever makes me warm. I don't have to look like a tough guy.
Yes.
I'm also a person who I don't care how I look, and people who know me know this about me, like, don't care how I look. When it's freezing out, I'm gonna put on things that make me warm. That's it.
Mhm.
I will
That's it.
wear ridiculous hats, I'll wear layers, I'll wear gloves and scarves and all that. I don't care.
Because what are
I
you proving by wearing the hat in 25 degrees?
This is what I'm saying. Like in that game, the Frozen Tundra game at MetLife, Giants' first Super Bowl run against the Patriots, where Tynes missed the 2 field goals and then hits the last one to sent them to the Super Bowl with that one, right? Was that the championship game? It was, yeah,
Mhm.
against Green Bay, and it was like -20 real feel or whatever. And
Mhm.
Coughlin's got icicles
Yes.
coming from his
It's
nose.
ridiculous. It's absolutely
I'm wearing
ridiculous.
a full thing. I don't care. I look like I'm
Oh,
wearing a
yeah.
hijab. I don't care
Yes. You gotta wear the
because
ski what do they call it? Not the ski mask, it's like a
yeah,
face protector.
it's like a ski man, whatever. I'm
Yeah,
wearing the whole thing. I'm wearing
completely.
it because I'm not gonna be the dude with icicles
It's
hanging from his
ridiculous.
no how are you
It and he was
how
an
do you
older man too at that point too,
yeah,
so
he's risking his
he just
life.
looked old. He just looked old when he did that.
Oh my goodness, I can't. So
No.
that's an easy choice for me. I'm putting the Scully on, I got gloves on, no question. I'm not doing anything that requires me to be a tad extra dexterity. Like I'm
Yes.
standing and talking into a little microphone.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Like when I see the quarterback in the snow with no sleeves, it's like, what are we proving here?
Guys,
Like,
put sleeves on. All right.
please, what are
But
we
it's
doing? No, because that's a question I was thinking about because I always see it. Like I'll see the coach and I'm like, guys, it's January and
yeah,
it's it's January. You're playing in Green Bay when or you're playing in Philadelphia or MetLife or New
yeah,
England and it's or Pittsburgh. And I got guys wearing hats outside. Like put the hat to me, the hat should go away by week 12.
yeah,
It
yeah.
should be full Scully. Like they
Yep.
shouldn't even allow you to wear the hat. And like the fact is like you have access to all these things, and I feel like they choose not to.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's not like you're not allowed to. The
Yeah.
NFL gives you all these things. Pick any of them. You can have the one with the little pom pom on it, the one without the pom pom. You can have
Yes.
ones with this logo, this color, that color, and you're wearing a dad hat like in 20-degree weather. That scientifically, you're doing it wrong. You're
Yes.
doing just like when I see players not like covering up and whatever. And I understand I've played in cold weather before, and I
Hmm.
understand the body warms up and you don't even really feel it. But at the same time, there's science behind this, guys.
It
Put
is.
some layers on under the thing. That's why
Put
like
some layers.
people will talk smack about baseball players wearing like the turtlenecks when it's cold.
Hmm.
I I cannot judge. I cannot
No,
judge. I don't care what my players look like. Be comfortable, play well,
definitely.
doesn't matter.
As
So
long
yeah,
as you're playing well, that's automatic, like you said.
yeah. But soccer is an interesting one, and I'm glad you brought it up because part of me would definitely want to flex, right?
Oh,
Because
definitely.
but if I have the option to be comfortable, I also want to be comfortable. And I'm not my most comfortable in a suit, for
No.
sure. I wonder. I don't know what different leagues rules are about because you know me, and some viewers, listeners might not know this about me, but I enjoy a good pair of kicks, and
Definitely.
I've had my fair share of nice, exclusive, whatever kicks in the past. I currently have whatever, and I'd want to break those out.
Hmm.
I understand the NFL, I'm not allowed. You have to only wear, what they allow. I think they regulate right down to the shoes. I'm
They
pretty
do.
sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if soccer does that. If they don't, I'm breaking out crazy stuff.
Got to.
Like especially if I'm on a coach's salary, forget it. I'm wearing, I'm wearing Nike Air Mags on the
Yep.
sideline. I don't even care, and I'm kicking the ball. Like it doesn't even matter. I got another pair at home. I'm
A
good.
kick in the ball is great.
I'm kicking, yeah, like I'm kicking the ball back to the ref. It's all good.
Well, if you're making pep money, yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah.
You know, I what I love about soccer is that you don't have to, like, just like you said in football, it's got to be Nike issued, team issued, whatever. But like, I've seen like Pep come out with like the skinny jeans with the Chelsea boots, with the
Mhm.
nice cashmere like shawl sweater. Um, and he's also a good looking guy, so like it helps.
Yeah,
He's got that European look, of course,
yeah.
and he'll wear like the Richard Millie watch
Oh,
that's like
that's a good
700,000.
point.
You know what I mean? I think he has a deal with him.
I didn't even think about that, but I would definitely have to rock a nice watch, like
Gotta go
NBA,
crazy with the
not
watch.
football.
Oh, forget about
You don't
that.
need all that, but NBA and soccer definitely wear some nice accessories for sure.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
A part of it's especially in soccer and in basketball too. Although basketball they're a little more separated, but in soccer you stand right next to the other coach.
Hmm.
They are right next to each other, just
Right there.
separated by a ref
Yep.
and like whatever, 10 feet, 20 feet of room. So if you're out there and you look sharp and you look ready to go, that's a mental game. That's a
It is.
whole mental game. If
It
this
is.
coach looks disheveled, he's sweaty, or he's like damp because it's raining, and I'm
Hmm.
here, I'm dry, I look good, my clothes fit nice. It just, you project confidence. If I'm a player, I'm on the field, and I look over and my coach looks like a wet rat, and the other
Yep.
coach looks like he just stepped out of the house. I'm like, what are we doing? This is my guy. What about this? What's
This is
going
my
on?
guy. This
Yeah,
is my
like
guy.
I'm supposed to listen to this guy who's dripping because he's
Yes.
not wearing proper attire in rainy England. So
Crazy.
it's a whole other mental game. I feel
It
like
is. It is.
you see the coach with like the suit that's not custom fit. You're an NBA coach. Get a custom fitted suit.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Or the in soccer, the coach when it's pouring and they got the full suit on and act like it's not raining outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they're just soaking. And it's like, put a coat on.
It's
What
that's
are
like
we doing?
that's this whole machismo. Oh,
Yes.
it doesn't affect me, or like, oh, I'm gonna be like my guys. My guys are out there in the rain. They can't wear a jacket. I'm not wearing it. Coach, it's okay. Put a jacket on. You look like an idiot. Like I'm wearing sports attire. It's okay if I'm damp. You're
Yes.
wearing a full suit that costs
Yes.
you however many $1,000. Don't get that damp. It's ruined now. You've ruined the suit now. The jersey doesn't it gets dry cleaned. I'm good. The suit you've now ruined because you can't put a jacket on. Which your jacket's like right there. There's a dude who will grab you your jacket and put it
Yes.
on you. You don't even you just do
Absolutely.
this and he just puts it on your body. Like
I never got that. Like even in football, like I'll say even in football, I've seen guys either have the hat on, I remember what's his name? Marvin Lewis and like Tomlin, they'll have the towel and put the towel over the head.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
when it's raining, like you don't want like the play sheet to get wet or whatever it
Mhm.
is. So they'll put the towel over their head with the regular hat on.
Mhm.
But these soccer coaches in Europe, like I literally saw this guy in a suit. He might have been Chelsea's old coach, but like you know the European look. You've seen it. It's the tight fitting. Even the older guys, like the guys who used to play that are older now, they all
Yeah.
have like still got the same great physique. They never gain weight.
Oh
And
yeah.
so like they'll put on like the same nice slim suit with the skinny tie, black
Yep.
like they're going to like a dance or something, like a prom, and they'll
Yeah.
put like they'll put that on with the skinny, slim pants because they're just so European, and then it will be pouring, and I'm looking at them like they're just letting it get wet, like they're just
That
letting
has to be uncomfortable. Like,
it
I
has to
hate
be.
one of my biggest pet peeves in life is wet clothing, like wet
Oh
socks.
my
Forget it.
gosh,
I step in
it is
water,
the
that just
worst.
ruined my next 25 minutes of my day.
Absolutely, I agree completely. I am
So
so
something tight fitting that's now wet, so it feels like I'm in a scuba suit.
mm,
I'm gonna lose my mind. There's no way
gonna
I can coach like that. There's no I can't focus on the game when I go to move and, like, it's sticking to my arm and not letting my
mhm,
arm move.
mhm.
No way. Put a
It's
jacket
nasty.
on.
It's
This is
nasty.
and there's nice jackets you can wear with your suit. Don't give me the, "I don't wanna wear." Don't stop it. There's You're a professional coach. You have the world is your oyster. You could,
Mhm.
especially in soccer, they will do
Yes.
anything for you. Also, how about now that I'm thinking about how there's probably literally a guy who would put the jacket on for them, like they don't even have to move. They just hold their arms out, and like some poor bastard has to run around them and like put one sleeve on, put the other sleeve on, roll the collar. How about these coaches, these whatever they are, assistants that hold coaches on the sideline? They hold them by the hips. Since when is it? Uh,
Crazy.
I would say I want that job. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
What's your job? Oh, I hold Coach McVay by the hips and whisper in his ear to put his mask on. Well, since when? Since when can these grown men not remember that the line in front of them, they're not supposed to
Crazy.
cross it?
It's crazy, dude.
This is like, I can't believe these are jobs. And they'll like highlight him on the broadcast. Like, there's Jim Phillips. His job is just to keep McVay on the sidelines.
Oh, they had a full
Huh?
interview with him. They had a full sit down. I couldn't believe they had a sit down with him on Fox.
So what do? Curls, push-ups, just to strengthen the arms so you can keep a good hold. Do you prefer to hold above the hip, below the hip?
It's crazy.
Like,
It's
what are
crazy,
we
man.
talking to this guy about?
It's crazy, but like that's but again, these guys need like because they're so in it. I guess I wouldn't mind it because I know that I'm helping the job, helping like my team because that's a penalty. But like, I mean, I guess I'm on payroll too, so it's like I could say I work for the Rams. I could drop that, you know.
Yeah,
But I
but
mean, once they find out what I really do, it's
yeah.
like does like what is like? Does he have an office? Like he has to be doing something else, right? Is he like the video guy? And then they like
Yeah,
his job on Sundays is to keep him back, but during the week he like films practice or something.
that's the mascot. Like, at halftime, he has to go put the mascot suit on and go out there. Like, what else are you doing? At that point, get my 4th string QB, like, give me a practice squad guy to go out
Yes,
there and put his hands on the coach. Like, I don't need to hire somebody to do this job.
crazy dude. It's
It's
crazy.
nuts. If I was that guy, I would flex the hardest. I would wear the craziest attire just to bring attention to myself. I'm not trying to blend in at all. Like,
No, definitely.
those dudes look like they should be wearing like those, like when they green screen someone out in the movies, they wear like the
Hmm.
green screen suit. That's what they look like they should be wearing. So that way they don't even appear. Like, they just blend into the background. That would not be me. I would be wearing the flashiest stuff. I would want everyone to know, like, yep, this is me holding coach's hips. That's right. Pay attention to me, not this psychopath who I have to hold by the waist to prevent him from going on the field.
This is me holding coach's hips. It's crazy.
It's like, what?
It's insane, man.
And
That's
they don't
funny.
let go. That's the other thing.
No, they don't.
They are like gingerly holding the coach by the waist until he goes to move, and then they grip up.
Well, I think that the culture and the mindset is I have to do my job
Yeah,
on the
of
five, the
course.
football team. Like no, but I mean like the team culture. Like it's like oh my god, like, whatever your job is, you do it the best. So like the guy holds, the guy who holds the footballs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you ever see those guys just flying down the sideline? It's
yeah.
like yo, like or like the guy holding the camera.
Mhm.
You get hit like these guys that get hit on the
Get
sidelines.
bodied.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Then they pop
Ugh.
right back up and like smack dudes on the butt, and it's like, yo, like I think it's just it's in the air. Like, hey, whatever you're supposed to do, like you got to be tough doing it, and you got to do
Yeah.
your job. It's like don't think about it, like you're just engulfed in it. So like you're not worried about what it. I guess you're not worried about what it looks like. 'Cause I guess, like, honestly, he's probably like, listen, like, this is my job. I got to do it correctly for the team. Everything's for the team, and it's like, yo,
Yeah,
like you have him, you caressing his hips right now, trying to make sure he doesn't go over the over the sideline. It's crazy, man.
true. And then the craziest ones to me, the biggest you made me think of it when you're talking about the guys like with the football running up and down the sidelines. Those poor people in tennis that have to
Oh yeah.
retrieve the balls,
Oh
how hard they run
man. Oh my
is I can't even pay attention to what's going on in the match because I'm watching these people like sprint full steam and just waiting for someone to trip. I'm
waiting.
wait, and it happens once a tournament. Someone just eats it, just completely. Why? Why do we have to sprint? Tennis is like one of the slowest games on the planet. Why are we choosing this to speed it up? Like, how about we just make it shorter?
Hmm.
Why do we have to make these poor kids sprint around in this U.S. polo gear in the hot sun? Like, give me a break. It's just
Yes.
a tennis ball. Like, let it
Yeah.
roll. Who cares?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
It's that always made me laugh. I always love watching those people. And then that poor girl gets hit in the face, gets drilled by Djokovic.
I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not trying
Oh
to laugh.
my
That's
gosh.
crazy. That's
Listen,
crazy.
listen. Anyone who's ever had something like that happen to them before, they know it's okay to laugh at them. It's okay to chuckle a little bit. Like the ball didn't break her face, thank
No,
goodness.
she's alive. She's
She
fine.
just has a little bruise on her face. And now she's known as the girl who got drilled by Djokovic and got him expelled from the tournament.
Yeah,
But
he got DQ'd crazy.
yeah, but or like it's
Oh my
okay to
gosh, that's
laugh
funny.
when the cameraman gets mowed down.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's okay because his buddies are watching that game going, Billy just got run over. Like they're cracking up. You know they're laughing. Unless it was like really scary, like a
Hmm.
helmet or whatever. But
Hmm.
if a cameraman or a security guard gets like bowled over just
Yeah,
in a skirmish, in a scrum, that's funny stuff. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh.
it
And then
is.
they
It
pop
is.
up and they try and act like they're still working. Like they're like,
That's the
yep,
thing
yep,
that
we're
gives
good.
me. They pop when they pop up. It's like, bro, like I know that hurt. I
Yeah,
know it
take a
did.
breath. It's okay. We got other security guards. There's other cameramen. It's okay. Take a breath.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. That is
The worst is
hilarious.
when you got like ownership is on the sidelines or something, and there's grandma's there, and somehow the play finds grandma,
Oh,
and
he
it
always
takes
finds
her
grandma.
down,
Oh
or it's old man with a
gosh.
cane, and
Oh my goodness.
here comes the 200-pound running back, and it's just
Those are one
grandma's
of
got to
those.
go.
Those are like things that really shake me up. Like whenever an old person or a senior citizen just falls, like anywhere I am,
Terrifying.
oh, it's terrifying. Like those are the things that I look out for. Like, oh my god, like I hope they're okay. Because
And
like,
it makes you wonder, why do we have great aunt whatever who's owned the team since 1920 whatever on the sidelines? Why
Aunt
is she
Martha,
there? Yeah,
yeah,
why is she in the crossfire at all?
yeah, she's in a war
Like,
zone.
yeah, what are we doing? Why is the 89-year-old man on the field? Get him
Yes,
up in the booth or in the locker room until the last whistle. We don't
yes.
need him to blow his knee out because Deshaun Watson just ran to the sideline and took him down.
Mm,
We don't need this stuff to happen. Folks, keep your
right.
elderly off the sidelines. It's
Yeah,
not that we don't want them there. It's for their best interest. We're just thinking of them.
that's always funny when Aunt Martha is the owner of the football team,
Yeah.
or like Aunt Betsy, or some,
Yeah.
or like she's like owns the football team completely. She's like 85 on the sideline, and I'm looking at her, and they're usually like the cutest ladies too, like
Yeah, yeah.
grandma, real grandma vibes. But man, like the play will find you. It really will. And
It does.
I do not need a 250 linebacker running towards my aunt or my mother, like on the
Right,
sideline.
and you know what else is always going on too? The people that are with them are never paying attention.
Ever. Ever.
It's not like their grandson is watching the play, sees the linebacker coming, and heroically pushes grandma aside to take the hit. He's like talking to whomever. He's talking to the special teams coach, and
Yeah.
he's laughing it up, and grandma's getting murdered right behind him. And they don't even realize until like three cameramen are helping her to her feet,
Oh my
or they're
gosh.
bringing the stretcher out, and then he's like, "What's going on? What's happening? This all happened right behind you, boss."
Yes. Yeah. Or they see it, they like hold on to grandma and then they move. And the
Yeah, yeah,
grandma and like it's like you
yeah,
like you see it coming and you're looking and you see the play develop. I never understood the play developing in front of you. You see it, grandma's talking, or she's watching something else, or she's looking at something, and you see it, and like you hold her, like you want to pull her out of the way, and then you just back up and let her get rocked. And it's like, yo, like you really just aired grandma.
oh my
Oh
gosh.
man, it's crazy. It's
I also
crazy,
love,
bro.
I don't know how we got on the topic of the elderly, but I love it. I love when you see old ladies at baseball games or old
Yes.
men sitting behind home plate and they drill a foul ball off the net and they don't flinch at all.
No, they're different
It's
types of
like
people, man.
Kobe when Matt Barnes tried to catch him with
Yes.
the fake. Like these, everyone, and I've sat back there before. I've been lucky enough to sit back there once or twice in my life, and it is jarring for like the first 6 innings. Every foul ball,
Absolutely.
you're like jumping because you forget the net's there.
Yeah.
And so I love watching behind home plate whenever there's a one gets fouled back and watching all these people dive out of the way. But I zero in on grandma who will
Mm.
stare dead at the play as it's happening and not move. This ball will like fire right in her face, and she's just
It's hilarious.
she does it. She looks around like what happened. She does like that, and it's like I love it. I love it. I
That's
hate
hilarious.
seeing. I remember one time I was at a game. I was at a Yankee game, and Judge lined one. This is before they put the extended nets in, and I'm happy about the extended nets for this very reason. Judge lines one down the first baseline.
Hmm.
It hits off the concrete wall. That's now, if you know Yankee Stadium, there's those front seats, and there's a concrete wall that kind of goes up, and then the next level of seats is raised above those those lower
Hmm.
seats
Hmm.
near the field. So there's a concrete wall there. This ball ricocheted off the concrete wall and hit an old man in the back of the head,
Sheesh.
like we're playing pinball. I mean, and it was loud, and then the stadium went silent, and it was just like, again, like how does the ball find the old man? It bounced off the wall. It's
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, keep the elderly, don't keep them home, let them enjoy, but just keep them at a safe distance. We
Protect
don't
those
need
guys, man.
Yeah,
Protect them.
we don't need that. We don't need There's enough people getting hurt on the field as it is. We don't need the elderly getting hurt.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth.
I don't know how. I mean, anytime we can get the topic to the elderly, I'm game. There's usually
I'm all
something.
about that. I'm
There's
all about
usually
that.
there's usually something funny to be brought up. So before we wrap up, you had something you wanted to talk about?
I did. Alex Trebek, man. RIP. Just devastating stuff. Like you think 2020, we can't get to the end of it fast enough. It's days like this that make you want to just let's get to January, and that doesn't mean anything. But for me, it's like it's something every day, man. Something every day. But this just adds to it, man. Like Alex was just anyone, no matter what age you are, man. He is in your life at 7 o'clock every day, every night, and he. It didn't matter if you were 11 or if you were 81. You knew who he was and you watched it because it was like like who's on Jeopardy today? You know what I mean? And it was
Mhm.
just part of the daily. It was like eating dinner. That's what it was. It was Alex Trebek and whatever you were eating that day and in the family. So it's just another one this year that we just lose, and it's just you don't even know how to. You can't even celebrate them like you would like to. You know.
Mhm.
But my question is, um, you could never replace Alex, but if you had to have someone who's an athlete step in and host Jeopardy, who would be that guy or
Uh,
gal, guy or gal?
or gal, that's true. Um, Man, it has to be someone who's, because if it's Jeopardy, even if it's a sports version of Jeopardy,
Mhm.
You got to have someone who's intellectual,
Yep.
obviously, because they
Mhm.
have to be able to look at people crazy when they say something stupid. And these are smart people saying stupid things.
Mhm.
So that's a whole nother level. Like Alex Trebek had to be intellectual
Yeah.
because he had to be able to make smart people feel stupid.
Yes.
So you got to be at a certain level to do that. And he was always so uh quick-witted, and even you know what, he was very expressive with his face. I feel like that's
Yes.
important because like, and you see it with like even if you watch, to a lesser extent on the intellectual side of things, but Family Feud with Steve
Yep.
Harvey,
Yep.
he sells things just with his face.
He does.
So I'm trying to think like who's expressive enough but also intellectual that could do something like I think of Magic Johnson.
Mm.
Guy with a lot of personality, smart guy, likable guy,
Mhm.
uh, dresses nice, presents very well, good speaker. I could see Magic Johnson doing that. They might want someone more youthful,
Yeah.
but I could see Magic Johnson doing the feud. I
Mhm.
could see him doing Sports Jeopardy, the feud. Um, he'd have fun, he'd throw some jokes out there, but he wouldn't take it too far. He'd be family friendly. Um, I don't know. Did you have anyone in mind? You came up with a question. Did you have anyone that like immediately popped into your
Um,
head?
it's funny you when you said Magic, it took me somewhere else. Originally, the guy I was thinking at the top of the list was Peyton
Mm,
for multiple reasons, but really, if I was to go with Jeopardy, I feel like you got to be smart, which I believe Peyton Manning is completely,
of
and I
course.
feel like he would add some type of levity to it. Maybe it's just a different feel than like what Alex was, which was fantastic from a academic level. But he was also so, like you said, he made smart people feel. I wouldn't. I guess the word is like not smart. You know what I mean? Like he brought them down a little bit, but he
Yeah.
also was like he'll like if you said something wrong, it'd be like like we were looking for what is
Yeah.
potatoes. You know what I mean? Or like, and then that brings your total down to negative 500. And he
Yeah.
made it so easy for you to understand. Like I'm in the red right now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I need to figure this out.
Well,
But
and you know what? He used to have to navigate some really, I mean, look, not all insanely intelligent people have the most developed social skills. So
absolutely,
he had to be able to navigate some interesting
he did. He
conversations
did.
and people, and that's what made him really. People probably think that job was very easy
Yeah.
because it's pretty simplistic in nature. It's a hosting job. There's prompters to read, and it's the same thing over and over again. But when you think of all the different characters that
Hmm.
he came across on that show, and I'm sure people that were hard to work with or hard to
Definitely,
get something, because you're trying to get the audience invested in them too. So you kind of need to bring out a little personality. Like you want to know a little bit about who these people are, and
for sure.
uh, to bring personality out of some of these folks he had to deal with definitely wasn't easy.
No,
I
yeah,
feel like
definitely not.
Peyton is kind of charming enough to
Hmm.
do the same thing. I like that
Hmm.
pick. I think that's a really like on par kind of pick.
Peyton, and then another one. When you said Magic, I thought of for some reason I see him doing it completely, and I think he could do it for a long time. Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah.
I think Russ would be perfect for it, just
Yeah, yeah.
because he's unlimited, and also like his demeanor plus just the like he can give you the hey Seattle, and then he can give you I feel truly blessed to be here. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah.
different sides, but
Yeah.
like I really think he gives me like Carlton vibes a lot.
Yeah. Shout out to Alfonso Ribeiro.
He does. He really like the way
Well,
Alfonso
that's funny too because Alfonso hosts America's Funniest
American
Home
Money. Yes.
Video.
So that's what I see Russell doing for some reason. Like I see him going completely flipping it into that mode of who he is
Yeah.
on it, like as
Yep.
he's presenting himself. But how how like clean of a guy is Russell Wilson? Like
Right.
as far as like the person he is, the leadership, the charisma, the smile,
Yeah.
like everything about him. He's almost like a perfect human being. So like you put him in that situation, I feel like the way he would read the questions and the way he would interact and everything, it would be perfect for him. It
Yeah.
would be perfect.
He's
It would be
made to
perfect.
host a show like that, really.
Made to. I think
Yeah.
he's going to host at some point when this is all said and done. I think he would be great on one of these shows. I
Yeah.
think it would be great.
Yeah,
It would be
more so
great.
than a commentator because he's
Yeah.
I also feel like he likes the spotlight more than a commentator gets. Like
Yes.
he would want to be the host. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't just want to be a commentator. He wants to be the host of the
Yes.
show. So he has like just enough ego he has plenty of ego, let's be honest. Even though he comes, he's a nice guy and whatever,
Yeah.
he's got his ego.
He
But
does.
and then I'll give you a bonus one. I know we're
Hmm.
talking about Jeopardy, but I naturally just think of like game shows in general and I think of the feud.
Yeah.
And we talked about Magic, and then I thought of the Orlando Magic, and then that made me think of if they don't get Shaq Diesel to host
Oh
Family
man,
Feud,
they got to.
that would be phenomenal.
Phenomenal. That's
Give
must
me
see TV.
give me Shaq and Charles on the feud,
Mm,
and they each pick teams of NBA players past and present,
mm.
and give me Kenny as the host.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's what I need.
Or you could do Ernie. I think Ernie could be the
Oh,
coach too.
Ernie
EJ,
could definitely,
he could host it
definitely.
for sure. He
Yeah,
could host it for sure. But I need
absolutely.
Shaq first. I need Shaq versus Charles. I need that.
Yes. Yeah, 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 absolutely.
I
And
need.
I need them first question on the buzzers. Come to like let's play the feud. Come to the buzzer.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Because those two, Chuck would be like missing the button. He'd be complaining that the buzzer's not working on his side.
Yeah.
Shaq's cheating. The show would be you'd answer half as many questions on that show because them two would argue so much you wouldn't even be able to get the questions in.
Absolutely.
That's
Oh,
why
it'd be hilarious.
you need to have Kenny or Ernie host it because they're used to navigating through that nonsense.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
can't have
That
like
needs to happen.
you can't have like some poor host trying to navigate that. You need someone who's used to dealing with those two.
Yeah, that needs to
But yeah,
happen.
TNT. I mean, I don't know who owns Family Feud, but if you don't do something like that, missed opportunity.
Miss. Miss.
Absolutely. And
See,
not
we
for
give
nothing,
ideas. We do everything here on this on your second favorite sports podcast.
of course. We're just a fountain of knowledge and innovation.
That's it.
And hopefully enjoyment for everybody who's watched this episode, the last however many episodes, episode
For sure.
6 we're on,
Episode 6.
and hopefully you continue to watch more episodes to come. But this one, unfortunately, is done. So
Yes.
before we go, I will say one more time, youtube.com/second favorite sports is where to watch every
Mhm.
episode. SoundCloud.com/second favorite sports is where to listen to the episodes. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Link in the bio.
Links in the bio. Always
It's
in
in
the
the
bio.
bio. Always in the bio.
Peace.
Peace.